Hello, I'm Ami, the intuitive aunt. Let me see what we see. Thank you for joining me, allowing me in your experience. Today's podcast, Let Me See What We See, is the first podcast on the new year 2018. I'm connecting with you from outside, very sunny January, and surrounded by trees and under the warm sun. Recording podcast. The focus I would like to give today is the power in between what was and what going to be. The power in between what was and what is going to be. Following by conscious breathing exercise, the quickest meditation, mindfulness exercise to be in current here now. This is the time for yourself, and I truly appreciate you taking the time for yourself during these busy weekdays, maybe after the holidays, and still unsure about the new rhythm and flow that the world around you. It is always nice to be capturing each part of ourselves to the physical here now alignment, to fully embody experience the earthy reality creation, and notice which part of you is deserving your attention. So let my voice guide your attention and to navigate the state of beingness, to neutralizing the default self, the 0 point, by consciously oxygenation for this together moment. First off, if you can grab some favorite drinks in handy, please do so. I actually already finished my cup of coffee and right now enjoying the delicious fresh air outside at the park. So hopefully I can share this fresh energy through my voice to your state, so that maybe helping deliver in the freshness to this moment. And at the same time, this is one of the opportunity for us to expand the consciousness that notice ourselves, observe ourselves, noticing about where you are, what you are becoming at this present moment. Most of the time, we are easily noticing what's around us, easy to notice something in front of us. However, we are so intimate to ourselves and need a tool to take a look at our own self, who is the most important person in your life, and you deserve the attention from you. So let us use this moment to connect ourselves and notice, expand our witness self, noticing our changing beingness. Whether we like it or not, we are changing all of the time. Being part of that universe is never be the same. And again, thank you for taking the time for yourself. I really, really matter to this intimate time to selves. And so grateful for to be able to guide that moment with my voice. Okay, so let's start the conscious breathing exercise being current. How we do is to intake in all the air around you, wherever you are. Find a comfortable spot. Make your body relax. If you're sitting or you're standing, walking, or if you're driving, just allow your tension release from your body and keep your eyes open, wide awake, especially you're driving. And notice what your eyes are noticing and other senses: see, smell, hear, taste, touch, all our basic physical sensors, noticing that what comes to your attention. And then also non-physical part of us, what memory comes to you, popping up some particular event from the past or about the future, tomorrow, next week, next month, for the next vacation, or the memory from the previous project or holiday season or family gathering or the time with someone special, significant family member. Just notice what thought came or imagination out of the blue. Just notice what comes to you, your attention. These are all deserving your attention. Okay. And ideally, I highly recommend you to write that down, what you're noticing. Because when we write something down, what we observed ourselves, onto something media, like pen and paper, it's so analog. But I like the way, because we are physical being, and some physical is important part of our life. The digital is also. So make a balance out of it, especially if your work is so engaging with the digital technology, which most of the time around me is computer or communication device, whatever that's so wired with electrical devices. Let us use the analog pen and paper or crepas, pencil, and the sketchbook to use the other part of ourselves to get in touch with ourselves as a tool to observe, just like a mirror is reflect our physical presence, and inside other part of us can be seen on this handwriting easily. Okay, so we do this conscious oxygenation 3 times. Allow my voice guide your attention. Okay, so let's do that. Let us take a long, deep breath, counting 3. 1 from the nose now. Go. 2, 3. Hold the air in the lungs. Keep it down to the stomach. Make the balloon inside bigger. Keep it as much as you can. And it is slowly from the mouth. Let the air completely out from your mouth till that very last air, the energy, squeeze in entire body and then let that out completely with no longer serving energy and memories, event, idea from the past. Okay? So the second time, let us take a long, deep breath, counting 3, 1, now. Go from the nose. 2, 3. Hold it. Hold it. The last one, with the silence. When we releasing all the air from our body, our beingness, this time let us use our voice, the vocal, as a releasing tool to completely removing, let that out from our system, saying the out, O-U-T, out. So and then observe yourself, observe that what kind of ideas, memories showing up in your mind or physical body is releasing the tension. Just observe what your being is responding to the energy when we do extending all that no longer serving energy with the voice. Okay, so let us take a long deep breath. All the air energy around you from nose, counting 3, 1, now. Go. Thank you for taking the time for yourself, reconnecting each part of you by consciously breathing, connecting to your mindfulness state, neutralizing your beingness here, now. I'm Ami, the intuitive at Let Me See What We See. So, how you feeling now? Do you notice any difference or no difference before and after this conscious breathing exercise? One of the things that I really love about this conscious breathing exercise is number one, it's so quickly we can do. Number two, everywhere I am at, you are at, mostly you can do. And this really helps me get connected, centered in my stomach. When I bring the air, oxygen into my physical body, the trunk, the tummy area from the chest and then bring it down. And really I feel the connection with each part of the organs, and then almost like the air is touching inside of my body, inside of the rib cage, inside of the tummy, just the air has its eye and then look around inside kind of. And then so that allows me to feel that each part of me inside of my body, under my skin, as one, being touched by the new air, the energy, and then given opportunity to, hey, this is kind of deserving your attention or update, whatever, So it's just renewing, refreshing, feeding, connecting to the physical. And my mind is so engaging with that process, consciously connecting. So whatever that I back of my mind, hearing somebody else's voice, telepathic dialogue from yesterday, or people in the distance, or business partner, whoever they are talking energetically, regardless of their intention or consciousness. If you are energetically sensitive and very intuitive, which I suppose you are, noticing it consciously, unconsciously. So when I engage in this breathing exercise, it's like so intimate to my body and each part of me, and less likely to be touched by everything else around me. You know what I'm saying? So that is a powerful, in a sense, center in about self, reconnecting fully without interruption from others. Minimum interruption, let's say. The interruption is like I noticed the sun coming towards my face. It's so bright. That could be a positive interruption to me. But sometimes if it's a negative, when you're doing something and then the light flashes, let's say if you're driving towards the west in the afternoon, so that sun just bothers your eyesight, right? So that could be a different scene. And these interruptions, positive, negative, all around us, visible, physical, non-physical, in distance, because we are all one in this universe, and we are sensing with or without aware of it. So becoming most intimate, related, feeding with our own individual being is very nice, isn't it? It's a very private, but it's good to get in touch with ourselves, how healthy we are, how we can make it more healthier. The relationship is getting to know is a good start always. And why don't we start with ourselves? And this is the quickest way. So that's the reasons I love this and share in with you. Especially when you're able to use your vocal energy, find the space that to allow your voice out is something really magical to help releasing as an flashing tool, flash out tools. for example, that something our sensor can sensible what we are releasing. Well, exhaling the air from the mouth is fine. We can really literally feel it, but unable to see it. Well, maybe we are in the refrigerator, then our air can be seen as a cold air coming, warm air coming into the cold environment, so it's visible. When we use the vocal and then releasing with the sound, our ears noticing something is coming out from our system. So that is powerful. When we use our senses to recognize something happening, I believe that what we do get more significant impact to intentional creation. This is for mindfulness state, becoming aligned to a neutral self-neutralization, 0 point connection, here, now, being current, updated. So, you know what? I'm becoming thirsty. Most of the time I sip something here, but I already finished my coffee, so I am noticing thirstiness. And if you can get some favorite drink, I highly recommend you really to relax, and this is the time to have you get relaxed and enjoy the connection to each part of you. Only I ask is to be busy about your observer self. Observer self, notice ourself is quite different from your mind, active mind. Mind is thinking. Observing is not thinking. Observing is opposite to creating something. The thought is created from your thinking, right? And the observing is more detached self. So we can observe our thought, our feeling, our physical being. And maybe we can observe ourselves too. Do you remember the TV commercial of AT&T that I think that was home TV system, digital TV system, that every room can have the digitally connected TV or something, and TV inside of the TV inside of the TV inside, and then we are watching that TV and then observe. It's like a observer being observed by observer. It's like a paradox. It's a box inside of the box and box and box and empty kind of structure. But it's like that. I mean, observe self and how the magnitude of the observable skill is unique to each one of us, I suppose. I never asked that kind of question, but might be an interesting question to ask for others, to talk about how individual observers observe in a way that certain topics about self, because I observe many things according to my work. So as an intuitive. So, but we are so intimate to ourselves. And sometimes the intimacy is the hard to observe because we have feeling and we have emotion, we feel fearful, we are lovable, and we feel angry about, and we feel sad about, and that basic human emotion is with us as in a human system. So detaching each part of it is really needed exercise because we are that person and observer can observe however um, how much we can detach. Okay, so today's focus I'd like to give is the power in between what was and what is going to be. Recently, I noticed that other person's thinking pattern that she's always seems to be looking back, comparing to the past, to what has come to the experience and become the past at this present moment. And somewhat, I observe that it is always regret. In other words, it's punishing herself. Means that unhappy about that here now with what she is, what she with, what she is with. I'm just wondering about that wired pattern that her way of here is always connected to the past instead of the next. And past, present, future, all happening here now. We can use this now to think of the past here now, and we can think of the next future here now. So the flow is like the water flow you can imagine. The water is coming from the top of the mountain and then coming down following the gravity, which is the nature of this earth, gravity. And here is the place that noticing that water comes in from the past and then flow into the next naturally, because we are natural being. I suppose you are artificial creature on earth. So let us be a natural, neutralized self, being part of the nature on earth with the intellect, and every part of us here now has a natural being. And according to that natural flow, that it's hard to go back to the something came from. Think of the river, the water flowing down, and the salmon is going back to the river, going upward against the flow, going back, right? But flowing into the next natural state is a lot easier, effortless flow. And here's the question. We all learn from the past. That doesn't mean that going back and punishing always bring that pain here. Again, feeling that mistake or challenges or didn't happen. It's already past. just noticing, which we notice that, and give a focus to make it better next based on what is here now. Using the power towards going against the flow and punishing the past. Instead, use the energy wisely. No waste for struggling something we are unable to change. And then that's the paradox. And then what about review? Right? Plan, do, see, and review. So review is to observe and get the lessons, and learn the pattern. This is the learning opportunity, not the punishing opportunity, but the pain was there, and then that pain must bring in the information to make it better. So the next time we've got the similar pattern of energy, we can apply the lesson learned, unless or otherwise, the same energy pattern coming back again and again and again until we pass the test of the natural flow. The idea is to use whatever the resource available for us. Intellect, feeding, emotion brings information. Everything is information, but ability to imagine, create, organize, think about, compose, create, feel, align to pleasurable, accomplishment, exciting, energize. The passion is the fuel to burn that energy inside of us. Heated up that emotion, passion, excitement to moving forward with the natural flow. No going back, no returning, no U-turning us. Sometimes like we feel like returning back again. Here is the similar. When you're noticing that type of view, environment around you, that, oh, this is familiar, coming back again, it is the time to apply what you learned from the similar, and then move forward. A path could be not straightforward. It could be spiral. And then the similar view, however, our spirit becoming taller, our awareness expanded. The similar intention, different context, different outcome. So learn about the blending your passion and natural being into here now with the flow is changing all of that time, and make a balance out of it. That's the journey, going to reach the goal chosen by you to be accomplished wisely. That is different from ignoring the past mistakes. If you are listening and, yeah, this is me, or this is someone, or this is where you came from, actually this becoming as part of the cultural discipline or family discipline. At least I noticed that where I came from is having that. And in the positive side of that is guiding into the perfectionism. Need to be perfect and disciplined to be perfect. However, must accept that imperfection is the perfect being in part of nature being. That's why we need each other to make it stronger. And we are living in so complex society and almost impossible to complete what we need for living just by ourselves. We need each other, and we must respect the other's abilities. And to do so, we must affirm our imperfection and loving embracing, being becoming better in each area of our life. It's about the energy management, starting with awareness, how we can manage your each part of your energy as one person in a more exciting, fulfilling, passion-driven alignment, starting from the observer and talk, connect, respect, create, growing each now moment as your life journey. To me, it's fascinating to know about my human systems and then also other people like yours. Because as again, each one of us is unique, and learning about self and learning about other is also the opportunity to learn about self. Especially when I am so drawn to a non-physical energy as an element or element composing us as a person, as a human being, that is helpful to become aware as much as we can, learn about how we behave and how we want to experience. In order to do that, we can adjust. So all starting from knowing as is, accept as is, including what we would like to experience underneath of our heart of the matter, like true voice inside of you. That was and is one of the challenging aspect of my journey. I'm a professionally organizing the information about other people's professionals, persons, corporation, companies, businesses, and product. On behalf of that, I design that communication as a professional. 80% of the articulation of what we do for communication is based coming out from inside of that company or the product or the service. When that information is unclear, what we articulate is not making any sense. It sounds very artificial. You know what I'm saying? So authentic voice is need to be captured. Information as MRI, so to speak, as a doctor scanning of the patient's body as much as they need to get the information to treating the particular area to make it better. It's similar. The less information and less efficiency. So asking quality question is the crucial skills. And do it for self is one of the hardest that I learned. Because we have a feeling, and the most sensitive core information is hidden in the core. That's the nature of the core. And ourselves is not excluded. So the core is protected, and revealing that protection and allow that essence to coming up is not the one day project. It could be a whole life project. But doing it one by one, protect itself, how we can do that is to be authentic. Authentic to your feeling, good, excited. Many of us created the social skills, and that sometimes becoming that facade, thick facade to masking that true voice. Do this work to revealing your true voice, observing self, training that muscle of observing ourselves, and use the tool to exercising, strengthening that tools to express that voice. In which way? Learning about the non-physical part of our energy, mind, feeling, how we relate to that physicality, the way we behave. I would like to teach the ideas to and exercising that part of us with online class. If you're interested in to train your own observer muscle and learn about the new idea through many different professionals. One is the medical doctors and also the communication methodology. You can sign up for the invitation list, so that would help me invite you when the class is beginning to start. Going to www.livewithclarity.com, livewithclarity.com. You can find the invitation list for online free class to exercising, mind stretching, emotion observing, personal empowering workout. Support one another for individual transformation, reaching the destination chosen by you. I am Ami, the intuitive at Let Me See What We See. I see you next time. Until then, you have a wonderful creation. Thank you for listening and live with clarity. Bye!